Greetings, how y'all doing this evening? All right. I was just giving up to all the other acts that's been here tonight, all the hip-hop and the comedians. And then there's me. All right. As I said, I'm Joe Mez, but we're going to start out with a couple questions first. Who actually met their girlfriend or boyfriend on a social networking site or a dating service? Anybody? Holy crap. All right. Well, let's try this one. Who actually here remembers MySpace? All right. Now, who actually still uses their MySpace account?
Me. I got it. That's me.
Wow, you are a loser. Well, actually, I met my wife on MySpace. This was like years ago when I first moved to Las Vegas. When I first moved to Las Vegas, I also got the typical Las Vegas bowling-like shirt. But after dating my wife for about 9 months, we realized there's a correlation between myself, a beer still in the freezer, frozen, and a burnt pizza. All three of us didn't pull out in time. So I have a kid of my own, and I have two from my wife's previous victim. I realize kids change you. They really do. They change how much you can drink. They change how much money you have in the bank. They change what you can watch on the TV and movies. And if I hear Let It Go one more time, someone's going to die. But more importantly, they change how much you can have sex with your wife. But we figured a solution for this. We use Vaseline on the doorknob. Now they just can't get in. I like screwing with people. People, they're really easy. It's like shooting ducks in a barrel. People hear, but they don't listen. Like when someone sneezes, I'll say, I bless you. And they'll say, thank you. And I'll just sit back like, you're welcome. It just feeds that little ego boost and megalomania that I need so much. Go with those, you had, blah, 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 blah. Let's try that. Now for me, next trick. Okay, who here, the personality types, the type A, type B personalities? I think there should be a new one. Type I. Stands for idiot. This is probably for the people that talk a bunch of crap, but don't know what the hell they're talking about. The just typical idiots just talk a bunch of crap. But I found out a lot of them also are a type A personality. Well, let's put those together. Make it an AI personality. Hey, that makes sense. AI, artificial intelligence. That makes perfect sense now. What the hell? Oh yeah, a couple years ago, my mother-in-law was in the hospital. Don't worry, she's okay now. Who cares? But they have these really cool new beds now, all computerized. I was looking at the bed while she was in it. It's like, well, it had move up and down. Well, that's normal. Nurse, well, that's good in case you need it. Massage, well, that's cool. But there's this button that says therapy. What the hell is therapy? I decided to hit this button. The bed starts moving up and down, bouncing, going side to side, going all crazy. When things come down, the doctors and nurses are running in. I'm sitting back like, yeah, I feel a lot better now. Thanks for the therapy. I really use that now. Actually, I did see a therapist a couple good years ago, and she actually told me that I was sane. Well, after that, I decided to question her credentials. After doing a little bit of research, I found out she was more delusional than I was. She ended up being a schizophrenic homeless dude, a dog walker, a barber in London, and a man. I've just found out my ex-wife is actually getting married again. Fine. But I think I'm going to give her new husband a care package. I don't know if that's wrong of me or not. The care package will be a bottle of Jack and a wife beater. He's gonna need it. But actually, when I first started dating my ex-wife, her father said, well, you need to beat her every so often to get her to do something. I couldn't do that. I never did. But, just like the NFL has taught us to be kind of animals. Right, Michael Vick? I really like cheap jokes. Of course, I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish, but I was raised very, very poor. My parents haggled for everything. I mean everything. They even haggled for my brother's circumcision. After a little haggling, I found out they both my parents and my brother got 25% off. But the rabbi decided he wanted to keep all the tips. We're raised very poor. Even my menorah, which is supposed to have 8 candles for Hanukkah, only had 4. But we did have a TV with a remote. We didn't have a real remote with batteries. Hey, Joe, turn that channel up. Hey, Joe, the volume's too loud. Turn that shit down. Hey, Joe, I can't see the game. Hold the antennas like this. For those who don't keep up with politics, I found out that 33 members of the Congress and House are retiring this year. That means the admissions for clown colleges are looking really good right about now. If we impose economic sanctions on Russia, there's going to be some very, very angry old men in Russia because their mail-order brides will arrive on time. What the hell else do I have? I realize that it really sucks when the voice in your head puts you on call waiting. For those who don't know, actually, Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, has actually put up $100,000 for someone to make the next generation condom. I wouldn't use it. Would you? Would you use a condom from a guy who called his company Microsoft? And Microsoft is so well known for the virus protection. It probably just blue screen your balls. Last week I got myself a speeding ticket, and the officer came up to me and was like, well, didn't you see the sign that said 35 miles an hour? Well, yes, I did, officer, but my therapist said I shouldn't take advice from inanimate objects. And signs, too. I was reading an article a couple months ago that the latest fad in plastic surgery is getting liposuction in your toes. Well, I guess fat toes are out of season. But the way the article read, it was like they're almost like an advertisement. Like they're trying to drive in more foot traffic. My friend made me listen to Skrillex a couple months ago, and I come to the realization, he's not a musician. He's a scrapbooker. He takes little pieces of music and glues them together with Pro Tools. That's not music, that's called scrapbooking. My grandmother scrapbooks, and she's probably a better musician than he is, and she's been dead for 20 years. I hate AT&T. I really do. Who here else thinks they're a cell phone provider? Well, they talked my parents to getting an iPhone, which means I have to teach my parents how to use an iPhone. So I'm teaching them how to use this damn iPhone of theirs, and I told her to hit the home button. What do you mean the home button? Mom, it's that big round button on the bottom. Oh, you mean this belly button? Yes, Mom, hit the belly button. And when you charge your phone, you take that charger and shove it straight up its ass. I found a new app for my phone. It takes your picture if you try to unlock it and get the wrong password. Unfortunately, last night I got really drunk, and there's now 24 pictures of my drunk ass trying to look like boom. And they all look like this. I was like, Gilbert Gottfried. I'm sorry. When I was growing up, my dad and I used to watch Saturday morning cartoons together, and we used to talk to each other in cartoon voices. I remember one particular Saturday morning, my dad came up to me and went, "Hey, Boo-Boo Bear." "Hey, what do you want now, Daddy?" "Your mama was right." "Hey, what do you mean?" "You were a boo-boo." Thanks, Dad. I needed that. I've always wanted to do cartoon voices and voiceovers, and I talked to this voiceover artist a couple years ago, and he told me I'd have to learn to sing in that particular cartoon voice. So, one drunken karaoke night, I decided to do Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man in the voice of Bullwinkle the Moose. It went something like this. "Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play this song for me." And when I was done, someone came up to me and was like, "Wow, you did a great Bob Dylan imitation." Oh, crap, they do sound alike. Well, let's try this one. "You must be feeling all alone. Everybody must get stoned. And lucky." Oh, shit. All right, that's about my time, but one last voice is, "Heavens to Murgatroyd, my time is up. Exit stage left." All right, I'm Joe Mez. Y'all have a good evening. Be safe.